Welcome to True Health Tuesday, and the truth will set you free. If you can hear the truth, okay. Tonight we're in YouTube jail. Okay, it's called a strike where we can't do live stuff on YouTube, but you will be getting this Sunday in the edited version. We do have it broken up into the stuff that the censors will let us get away with, and then are on the private site. I mean, you remember Morpheus, right? Truth. Okay. Now, if you're watching on the Dr. BVIP, you'll watch it uninterrupted, and you're one of the protected sites. Extreme Health Academy. Thank you for all those. Oh, and also thank you for all those that are supporting the Dr. BVIP. I mean, this is since they demonetized me 3 years ago. This costs a lot of money, effort, everything to produce these. So thank you for your help. Okay, so let's get into this. Alexander Solzhenitsyn. So if you've ever had a moment in your life that you think is out of control, and this was, I did this talk back in 2021 and it was deleted, okay, because censored. So I tried to clean this one up. But imagine if you had a relationship that wasn't working out, a job that wasn't working out, a government that wasn't working out, a banking system that wasn't working out, a financial system that wasn't working out. Something that you felt was going to be your stable. Because have you ever heard of, let me tell you this fantasy. Two people, they meet in school. They date, okay, up through high school. They go to college, okay, they get their degrees, they get married, they have 2.2 children, they have good careers, okay. They work hard, their children go to college and do the same thing, and then they get out of their careers are really good and everything, and they invest in their house, and then they retire, and then they live an easy life. Have you ever heard of that bizarre scenario? Very rare, okay. We're talking 1 in a million, 1 in 100,000. Okay, so most everybody has certain challenges. Now, if you're looking at Alexander Solzhenitsyn, the Gulag Archipelago, I mean, he had a certain idea, an intellectual, a writer, brilliant guy. And then all of a sudden, his freedom was taken away. He couldn't go where he wanted to go. He was put in a gulag where, I mean, they were literally killing people because they had too many people to work. And so if you feel that you're totally unempowered, okay, wouldn't it be great to take the evil ones, just line them up a wall and shoot them? Let's look at his perspective. If only all were so simple, if only there were evil people somewhere insidiously committing evil deeds, and it were necessary only to separate them from the rest of us and destroy them. But the line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being who is willing to destroy a piece of his own heart. Okay, think of this. Okay, so whatever you think of the banking, the government, the censors, the everything, okay, they're not evil. They're doing evil acts. They're doing things that are destroying people's lives. They're changing everything. But you can't do anything about that. I'm going to empower you to the stuff that you can do to change your world. Now, this is an interesting experiment. It's called a teacher and learner verse experiment. And what they did is they had a group of students or participants, and it was called teacher and learner. And this the subject would sit at a table, and he had a number of switches. And he would ask a question of somebody that he couldn't see. He could hear, but he was asking a question of him. And if the guy didn't get it right, bam, he gave him an electric shock. Okay, and if he would keep giving an electric shocks, and he would hear the guy screaming, saying, "Ow, I can't do this anymore." And the authority figure kept egging him on and saying, "No, this is part of the experiment. Go on." Is it possible for a malevolent authority exist not only in history books, but in our times? but that the trust you put in that authority could be used against you. Now, this was done back in the 60s, not 2020. Is it possible that you put the trust into that authority was wrong and the authority could be wrong? Now, think of this. This guy's at a table and he asks a question and the man says, you have to shock this person. Please continue. The experiment requires you to continue. It's absolutely essential that you continue. You have no other choice but to continue. 2/3, 65%, continued to the highest level, where it was literally the person was screaming when they were doing this because they had the authority. Conclusion: ordinary people are likely to follow orders given by an authority figure, even to the extent of killing an innocent human being. Obedience to authority is ingrained in us, the way we're brought up. People tend to obey orders from other people if they recognize their authority as morally right or legally based. This response to legitimate authority is learned in a variety of situations. For example, family, school, workplace, parents. Okay, if you didn't get along with your parents, okay, you'd be in deep trouble. So understand that society, those neighbors that you may have had a challenge with, the family members that you may have a challenge with, Stoic a lifestyle or a way to view these changes may help you to get that connection back. Because the only way that we can change our world is by changing ourselves and to not be upset about the things that you cannot change. Now, Stoic virtues: wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Those 4 virtues, if you live your world by, okay, it will make those around you, and you're going to attract healthy energy into your life. It just will. Wisdom. What is wisdom? It's the ability to choose your response to the external stimulus. You cannot choose what's happening with the economy, with the government, with censorship, with any family member. You can change your response. Courage. What is courage? To persevere, resist, and persist. How many times did you walk in a store not wearing a mask? Okay. You got to resist. You got to persevere. Temperance, acting with discipline, self-control, despite draws of passion and greed. Justice, this is brilliant, instructs that we are all born for each other, to do good to one another and not for ourselves. That's justice. That means taking care of everyone, whether it's reciprocal or not, or that's our job. I mean, I love that. One of the challenges is that we try and control things that are beyond our control. You can't control what other people think, do, or say, but we can control how we respond to it. We can't control the weather, but we can decide how to work with it. It's like I went out delivering a boat for a friend Saturday, and I forgot a hat. Hence, I look like Santa Claus or Rudolph. So what did I do? I'll put lotion on later. Okay, you can't control the economy, but we can decide how we're going to react to it. Okay, you can't control the petrodollar. I mean, think of this. Now, if you're frustrated about things you can't control, like the relative that doesn't listen to you, the job that doesn't listen to you, the government that doesn't listen to you, you're tired of turning on the propaganda where you used to think you had good freedom at choice. Powerless, ineffective, frustrated, bitter, jealous, resentful, and altogether unhappy. That's what happens. Now, one of the greatest things is to identify those feelings, because a lot of people just feel crappy and they don't know why. Now, the only thing that you're in control of is your thoughts, your actions, your beliefs, and your decisions. That's it. So if you come into the challenges that you can't control, deep breath in, exhale out, just identify this. And look, when you're trying to control things that are out of your reach, the thoughts and opinions of other people, the economy, job, market, political climate, your age. I talked with one guy today, 40 years old, and I worked my body out. I work out like 3 times a week and my body's just worn out. And I go, 40 years old? Okay, dude, sit with me. We'll adjust 100 people a day. We'll see what kind of shape you're in. No, bodies don't wear out. Okay. The more you use it, the better it is. Okay. But you've got to look at your nutrition, your physical, chemical, emotional stress. But people are upset with that. Okay. Desire, emotion. Now, when you look at this, the key is developing self-control and self-awareness, exercising clear judgment. And I love this. Manage your expectations and judgments. Now, how would you do that? One of the things, and this is you're going to find wisdom in older books. Pray for the best and plan for the worst. Anyone heard that? Welcome to my world. Okay. If I'm going on a trip or sailing or packing or any kind of adventure, if I'm starting a business venture, okay, great. What's the worst thing that can happen? What's the best thing that can happen? Okay, you plan for both eventualities. And that helps you manage it. Okay, now where people get screwed up is they don't do this in relationships. I know. She's perfect. He's perfect. She's amazing. Yeah. Till they open their mouth and you find out, okay, yeah, she's a meth addict. He's nice. He only hits people when he is sober, and thank goodness he drinks all the time. No, it's you start looking at this and you go, well, okay, yeah, let's manage our expectations. Be realistic about what you can change. Equanimity, and we're going to go over that because it's not what the leftist government is saying. And call out your emotions for what they are and living in harmony. Manage your expectations and judgments, and this is huge. It's literally plan for the worst and pray for the best. Pray to God, but tie up your camels. I mean, it's huge. Because when there's a gap with what you expect, like what can you get? Like if you bought some type of digital currency, okay, and you find it crashed now, and you had all your hopes in there. Okay, good. It's not there anymore. Or let's say that your pension has now been wiped out because of some investment problem. Okay, so what can you do next? What's next? And realize with the whole world changing, a lot of things that you're depending on might not be there. Okay, when you're in a tricky situation, think about both the best and the worst, and you'll start to condition yourself for life's ups and downs. Be realistic about what you can change. Okay, and I love this. And the U.S. particularly has an obsession of winning and succeeding. Yeah, and look at Tony Robbins. Fail forward fast. Okay, has anyone in here ever failed at a relationship or a business or a goal? Okay, I'm the only one. Okay, yeah. No, we all have. Okay, everybody. I mean, did you make that high school varsity team? Did you make this or that? Or did you drop out of high school when you were 16 because you were able to take a test that got you into college right away? I missed high school. So you look at this stuff and you think, well, wait a second. In reality, there are things that you won't be able to do to put your mind to it. Now, have you ever been completely burnt out? I mean, the first time I literally had the limit of what I could possibly do, I was 22 years old. I had a job working at a cabinet shop in the day. At nighttime, I was remodeling this shopping center, cutting it half into a jazzercise center, and the other half I was building it. And literally, I had to pick up a sheet of drywall, okay, 5/8 drywall, and balance it on the scaffolding. Then I had to climb up the scaffolding and then hold it again and then go up, 3 levels of scaffolding. And there was a time around 1:00 in the morning that I went to grab it and my hand wouldn't work. And I thought, what? My hands always worked. Okay. And I realized, and this was a shocker to me, okay, because I thought any kind of problem that would come up, all you had to do was work harder. Then I found out sometimes you can't. That might be the limit. And if we keep pushing the limit, Okay, we get drained physically, emotionally. You're not going to be there for other people. I mean, it literally changed my world. So understand that we all have limits. Okay, and that's okay. That just is human being. Now, practice equanimity, and this is brilliant in negative situations. Calm composure speaks to a powerful concept within Stoicism called apatheia, which is central to philosophy. Humans have a built-in fight or flight mechanism that triggers anytime there's a perceived threat. So this means if you get hit, and I mean hit with a divorce, hit with financial, hit with a job loss, hit with something that you felt was a stable world, okay? That's when you have that calmness, okay? If you understand that there is a power greater than you, bitch and prayer. Man, prayer works so good. When people say, hey, look, Bergman, I'm going to pray for you. Thanks. I really appreciate that. That's really good energy. It's tangible. I mean, if you look at Dr. Emoto's work, okay, on Messages of Water, okay, what did he do to change the structure of water? He put prayer on the side. Okay, what did he do to change it? He would put evil or hate or other. Water can hold a memory, and your body is 70% water. So the energy you put out, you're going to get back. So when you have this and you get that hit, okay, give yourself a little self-empathy, but keep going on and call your emotions for what they are. So if you're wondering why you have anxiety, why that you're not connecting with other people, how you're missing stuff, okay? You just don't feel connected, okay? Identify the challenges that you have where you're trying to change something that you don't have control over. And once you do that, once you identify that, and that's a skill to develop, then go back through and look at what you can change, what you can't change. And that'll make a huge difference. Identifying what the heck is the problem and living in harmony with nature. In general, if you seek wisdom, you'll develop deeper insights about yourself and the world around you. You'll sharpen your intuition and replace the impulse behavior with purpose, intention, and logic. And that's what it is. I mean, you're not going to be overly joyous and overly sad. You're going to have a good view of life. You look at it as not bad, not good. And that's I mean, just brilliant. So going through challenging times, if you look at the 4 Stoic virtues, wisdom, literally wisdom is your response to environmental stimulus. Courage, to persevere, resist, and persist. Temperance, acting with discipline and self-control despite the draws of passion and greed. Discipline, self-control, and justice. What is justice? We're all born for each other. So this means we got to take care of each other. So if you're walking down the street and you see a paper rolling around, I actually pick it up and throw it away. Okay? Anywhere I can help out a little bit. Okay? So look at what you can do. I mean, every little action, if you only do one action a day, man, the world gets better. Now, now this goes in self-control, huge. Keep a clear, unbiased mind. But this one, the love of fate. Have you ever, can you imagine having an 18-year-old kid, okay, choose what you're going to do for the rest of your life? Could you imagine an 18-year-old kid choosing your spouse? Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Would you let an 18-year-old kid do that? No, but we're asking our kids to do that. When you're 18, what do you want to work? Who do you want to date? That's not fair. Okay, the love of one's fate. I love Marcus Aurelius. Frightened of change, but what can exist without it? The closer to nature's heart. Can you take a hot bath and leave the firewood as it was? Eating food without transforming it? Any vital process takes place without something being changed. Can't you see it's just the same with you? You're just as vital to nature. My garden, I have to work every day. If I leave it for a week or so because I'm traveling, I got to come back. Guess what? I got to put more work in it. Am I upset that it's always changing? Man, tomatoes look good. They're going to be there forever. No, that sucker the leaves start to go. There's mold and funguses. You got to harvest it. You got to, I mean, it's a constant thing. How often do you got to work out? Every freaking day. I got to do certain workout. How often do I got to eat good? Every freaking day. Okay. This one is probably one of the most brilliant parts. You remember that you must die. Everybody will. That's the only way you can get out of life. Okay. And I know you might be the first group that doesn't die, but if you look at it, that temperance of life, and I've seen people in my practice, I mean, horrible circumstances where people have been killed in car accidents and plane accidents. And I mean, and you see families come together because when you hear that, even if you hear the story of somebody else dying, okay, you might get that one little moment that makes your heart open up to hug your spouse a little bit more, hug your friend a little bit more. Okay, get that connection because they might not be there for forever. Your time is limited. There will be a day come when you won't wake up and enjoy the beautiful chaos of life. It's one life's guarantee is no matter where you were born, how rich you are, or what you do during your life, you will die. Death is simply change. And if you have that idea, you're going to appreciate life a little bit more, a little bit sweeter. Okay, it's amazing. Seneca, let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. And the one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. Brilliant. It's weird to ponder that you're not going to be here that long. But when I think of that, would I do anything different? Would I say to heck with it and go to McDonald's and get a burger? No, it's not really food. Or would I be here at the office adjusting, my patients, connecting it, clearing their connection? And I told people I'm never going to retire because this is who I am. Now, if I lost this, because there are people trying to kick me out of doing this, okay? If I lost this, what would I do? Would I still educate? They're trying to take the education away from me. Would I still treat people? Yeah. Okay. So would I change things? Absolutely. So never let any challenges stop you, but just know that what you can change your reaction. You can change your thoughts about this. Now, how should we improve ourselves? Keep a cool head at whatever life throws at you. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. And this is how you change your mind. If you have a pattern that you think is going to happen, be open to change. Telling you right now. Do not indulge in the dreams of what you do not have, but look at the blessings of what you do. Then thankfully remember how you would crave them if they were not yours. If you're upset that you don't have that new car, okay, or that you lost a car or this or that, be content about the shoes or the bike you have, okay? And it's weird to just scale back and be content. Okay, you don't have the new boat, you got the old boat. Okay, you don't have the new TV, at least you got books. Okay, because to be anxious about other things negatively affects your whole world. The only thing that you're in charge of is your actions, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your decisions. Now, this is going to be a little bit on nonviolent communication, because if you're learning to handle life's challenges, okay, and you're dealing with people that you may have a challenge with communicating with, listening beyond the words is hugely important. Now, this, I would totally recommend you getting involved in nonviolent communication, because this is a way to deal with people with different, I was going to say different belief systems, but since we don't have belief systems anymore, we have algorithms. Okay, so you have an algorithm that says bananas are safe and effective, and then you have an algorithm here that says bananas can cause heart attacks. Okay, you might be confused, whether you should eat bananas or not eat bananas. You know what I mean? And so if you're dealing with friends that have a totally different belief of bananas than you do, hey, you come up with a better analogy, okay? Don't give me shit about my bananas. Okay, this nonviolent communication does 4 things: observations, feelings, needs, and requests. And it seems simple, but the observations, to observe without judgment. You know, doc, you never call. Okay, is that true? Or does he call like once a week? Okay, or you know, what when your needs aren't being met, how are you communicating to other people? Now, the way your brain learns is through repetition, and this is why we do neurolinguistic programming, and it's hugely important. Just know neurolinguistic programming and nonviolent communication are 2 ways that you can reprogram your subconscious and also connect with others. So learn a skill set, particularly in the challenging times that we have coming up. Neurolinguistic programming, body posture, volume, intonation, and breathing, and you do it through repetition. This is a sample sheet that we tell patients. We say, look, I want you to build your own sheet, but neurolinguistic programming is something I do every day, because thoughts fall in patterns. They fall like dominoes. So one thought hits another thought, hits another thought. And let me tell you, if I'm driving to one of the businesses and I'm thinking about an employee or project or some challenge going on, man, those thoughts will suck you down into the pit of hell. Okay, it's like if you're driving to a relative's house, okay, that has a different algorithm than you, and you guys got into it, okay. You know, she said this, he said that, you're going to say this, and you know, we're in the car and you're getting all up for this. That's a delusion. It's only happening in your brain. Okay, so when you catch those sound worms, that's when you reprogram the system. I am healthy, I'm dynamic, I'm vibrant, I'm strong, I'm healed. I do this every morning. When I'm in the truck, if I catch my brain going in those old sound worms, man, it's like, you know, I got to get better at this. Body posture, volume, intonation, and breathing. I am healthy, I am active, I am strong, I am accurate, I am brief, I am connected. The healing source of energy, God's love flows from God through me into my patients. 100% of the people I touch receive that healing energy. Over and over and over. I clean my mind. I'm not going to be driving in that truck, okay, thinking about stuff that I cannot make a difference in. And then when I get out of that truck, I'm vibrating at a completely different level. Okay, problems will bounce off of me like water off a duck. Okay, mindset, you can change it. Nervous system, exercise, nutrition, sufficient rest, and prayer and meditation. Okay, it works. This is how to live a healthy life. Okay, and I didn't say vote this company or this system or move or change the government or storm them with pitchforks, although I think that might be a nice option. we're going to get into the stuff, and I'm going to start off the next part with 5 slides I eliminated from this one. And they did censor it. Hopefully they'll get by this. But since we do have a strike on YouTube, I can't say goodbye to YouTube, but I can say goodbye to Facebook and Dr. BVIP. You're going to keep watching it. But YouTube, you'll see this not in the live version because I'm in YouTube jail. I had a strike. Yes, I did go to Catholic school and I was hit by a ruler.